In the rush of getting ready for a trip overseas, it's easy to forget stuff. Kevin! No, wait, I don't have a son, it's fine. That's cool. And one thing that people tend to forget is travel insurance. But no matter where you're going or how careful you think you're going to be or whatever other excuse you have, get travel insurance because you never know what's going to happen. Oh. Because if you're not covered by travel insurance, things going wrong when you're overseas can get very, very expensive. Check it out.
I forgot to get travel insurance when I went on holidays to Bali. So when that stupid volcanic ash cloud grounded all the flights, not only was I stuck in Bali for an extra 7 nights with thousands of angry Australian shitheads, I also had to pay for those extra 7 nights accommodation and living expenses. Luckily, now that I've told this story on air, I can write the whole thing off on tax.
In New York City, for example, 1 night in a hospital bed will cost you... interesting. Excuse me. Clear. The good news is that travel insurance is pretty easy to get and can be really affordable. For 2 weeks, just about anywhere in the world, you can find comprehensive insurance for under $100. Obviously, this excludes anywhere on Australia's Do Not Travel list.
What do you mean you don't cover Warzonia? How was I meant to know it was a war zone?
Now, it's really important that you know what your travel insurance actually covers. You need to work out if the policy's right for you because the consumer law guarantees don't apply to insurance contracts, which means that there is no automatic legal guarantee that they're going to be fit for purpose.
Your travel insurance doesn't actually cover hot dog poisoning.
That's interesting. Could you check that again? Taxi! You can find out what's included and excluded in insurance policies in their product disclosure statement, or PDS. It'll be, Kevin! Nah, sorry, forgot again. Don't have a son. All good. False alarm. Anyway, there are some things, thanks to the 1985 insurance contract regulations, that travel insurance has to cover. Things like accidental illness or injury, from ambulance cover to hospital cover, and, if need be, flying you home for more treatment. But insurance also has to cover less serious issues, like damaged property, or if your travel is delayed for reasons beyond your control.
Oh, and by the way, if that does happen to you, make sure you keep all the receipts from your expenses during that time. Your insurer will want to see them. I know because it happened to me. Oh, and also, they won't cover your booze bill while you're stranded, no matter how many receipts you have. Apparently.
Kirsten! Hey, Kirsten! Mustn't be her. Anyway, it's important to know what's not included too, and while these exclusions will differ from policy to policy, the ones in the Act include
pre-existing medical conditions
like
heart disease, lung disease, cancer of the anything, chronic pain, depression, anxiety, hepatitis...
Okay, you get the idea. Your PDS will have a long list of pre-existing medical conditions that aren't covered, so check it. But if you've got a medical condition and you're not sure how it affects your cover, then ask your insurer directly before you buy and record what they tell you.
Although, insurers aren't necessarily the final word on what's covered. Last year, a woman who cut her trip short due to depression and wasn't paid out by her insurer challenged that decision in the Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal and won.
Hey, Kirsten! Wait. Another big exclusion is
breaking the law.
If your claim arises out of an incident that occurred while you were breaking the law, then you're not covered. I mean, obviously.
And why were you running when you slipped and fell in the Louvre?
I'd rather not say. Also, not a lot of people know this exclusion, but here it is.
Being under the influence.
That's right. If the incident occurs as a result of you being under the influence of drugs or alcohol, then you are not covered.
What?
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 Yep, it's true. But the keywords here are occurring as a result of, meaning that you are free to argue that the incident had nothing to do with you being under the influence. And there are many cases where this is true.
Well, I'm sorry, we just can't be sure your third glass of wine didn't cause the earthquake.
So what about actually getting a travel insurance policy? Well, Well, before you even start shopping around, you might already have travel insurance. Some premium credit cards offer you a travel insurance policy as a bonus if you put a certain amount of your trip on the card. Now, most of these policies have comparable cover to regular travel insurance, but our mates at Choice found that the excesses tend to be higher. So, before you go out and buy a new policy, see if your card already offers one, but check what it covers. Also, your airline will offer to sell you travel insurance when you buy your ticket. And it's pretty tempting. I mean, it's right there, it's no hassle, but Choice found that this is generally a bad idea.
Not that you'd realise this, thing is they only often give you 10 minutes to read a 14,000-word product disclosure statement before the flight payment screen times out on you.
Also, your travel agent might offer to sell you insurance when you book your flights. But these guys take a hefty commission, driving up the cost of your policy. But you can use this commission to your advantage as it leaves more room for negotiation. So, always try and haggle the price down.
Might I present a counterpoint? Don't do that.
So, what is the best option? Well, like we always say, you should shop around. There are some comparison sites worth using, but you should be aware that some of them are linked to individual insurance companies. Or you can phone around yourself. And just because something isn't covered in the standard policy doesn't mean you can't buy additional cover. Insurers offer packages for common exclusions like skiing holidays or cruises, so check out what's on offer and do it before you leave.
4, 3.
Houston, I just realized my travel insurance doesn't cover this at all. Houston, no!
So, remember, when you're traveling, get travel insurance, but not from your airline, and if you're gonna go through your travel agent, make sure you bargain with them. Also, make sure you know what's covered, and if need be, purchase additional add-ons. Also check that you're not covered already by your credit card. Finally, if you think your insurer is being unfair, make sure you challenge them.
You can find out more about that from the Financial Ombudsman's website, including links to sample complaint letters.
Ooh, well, I really shouldn't, but